I'm a bit nervous. To be honest. And I think if I have to put it in a couple of reasons why I'm nervous. The first one is that I'm following a huge set of speakers, people that have actually done something, whilst I haven't done much. I've been enjoying myself for the past couple of years. The second reason why I'm nervous is, and on this one I wanted to stop for a second, because I think that what you guys have been doing for the past year or so is incredible. I'm a master's student as well, and I think that sometimes people don't really appreciate how much effort we put into this master's, and I know it's a lot of work, I know it's not easy to get in, we feel stressed, we have no idea of what's going to happen next year, and I think that for the past 3 days, everyone has been applauding all of the speakers, but no one has applauded you. So I wanted to start by asking you guys to applaud yourselves for everything that you've been doing and for everything that you will be doing. So, yeah. The third reason why I'm a bit nervous, and this is actually a bit more on the personal note, is that my girlfriend, she decided to visit me from London and surprised me to see me today, which puts an added pressure because I really want to do well for her. But yeah, I'm Antonio Forjaz. I'm my dad's son. I'm a 22-year-old Portuguese guy. I'm a very proud Portuguese person, but just like a lot of you guys, I left my country 5 years ago. I had the privilege to live in a lot of countries. I lived in the US, I lived in Barcelona, Spain, France, Brazil, and now I'm currently living in London. I was pushed by my dad because he used to ask me, Antonio, you should get curious. All right, what does that really mean? I mean, I'm 18 years old, I just want to be with girls, no offense. But yeah, I think now that with experience and by meeting so many people, I now realize what being curious means. And yeah, I sat here for the past 3 days and I had the privilege to watch amazing speakers, and this note is for the international students. I don't know if you guys have any idea of the dimension of the people that spoke here. Either they did a good presentation or a bad one. We're talking about the top managers from the top companies, from some of the most interesting industries in Portugal. And for that, I think that Nova has done a great job. My mom as well. I'm not biased. Yeah, I'm not gonna teach you guys anything. I'm not gonna tell you guys how to live your lives. And I definitely don't want to educate you on anything. To be honest, I don't really know why I'm here. I guess that someone just wrongly assumed that I could take my dad's shoes and step up on this stage and make you pay attention to myself for 5 minutes. I'm not going to take long. No worries, no 3 hours, 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. No slides, I'm lazy. And if you have any question, don't ask it. Because I don't have the answers. I really don't. I really want to stress out that I'm just another master's student, and I'm here in the same position as you guys are. They asked me to sum this up, and again, I'm not going to do that. Because I don't think that I, more than anyone, is able to sum up what was said. I think that you guys know better what you guys want to do with your lives and what you guys think is important for yourselves. But what I do want to stop for a second and say is I want to recognize every individual that was here. So by starting with Eduardo in banking and how he proved to be courageous from switching from Lloyds Bank, such a stable bank, to this very controversial bank in Portugal. And the Portuguese, in this case, you probably know how his public image was probably affected by this. Then we moved on to Rosa, which showed her incredible capacity to change lives. I mean, she went from banking to music to communication. I mean, what's next? And I think that is something that I'm going to cover a bit further on. And then we had Paulo Branco. Yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy, but he's really, I mean, I think by far, he's the person who does not forget to live the most. He's fascinating. I mean, these guys with cultures and they're artistic and they don't really know what to say and they go off in every single way. But I mean, I think that we can take something from that. We can take that the guy doesn't follow the rules. He doesn't need money as much, but I really think that he might be the happiest of everyone in this room. So we should think about that. Then we have the burger guys. Every time I'm abroad and every time I go to a country, and the Portuguese will know what I'm talking about, I'm there and I'm sitting next to my fellow Germans, my fellow Americans. They all have so many things to be proud of. I've got nothing. And then I'm sitting down, I'm like, yeah, but we have Ronaldo. And I think that H3 actually has the potential to be another element to add to that one-man list. So I'll go, I have Ronaldo and I have H3 because I really think that the project is amazing and the guys are really going to go global. And finally, we had Skerre. In my opinion, it was the best presentation because I think that you guys could relate to something and it was so well structured. And for your first presentation, I mean, let's go again and give him another round of applause because you did amazing. We are passionate, unique, diverse, and everything else individuals. But we're also scared. I am. In September, I need to find a job. I owe so much money to the banks. And I have no idea of what I want to do. And these people, they come up here and they go, yeah, follow your passions and follow your dreams and everything. And what's my passion? I have no idea. And who's going to tell me what to do? No one can make your decisions for yourselves because you're pretty much 100% responsible for whatever you do next. And whatever you choose, you're going to be asking yourselves, am I making the right decision? Am I going the right way? Am I not compromising my future 100% for the rest of my life? And if we stop and just look around us, this is all competition, and I'll be fighting against you and you and you and all the other Sams and all the other masters and all the other people that are doing business. It freaks me out. Because why am I better than anyone else? And to be honest, I think that the module here is fairly easy to come up here and having been successful and saying, I haven't forgotten to live. But now I actually figure out why I was asked to speak here. And I think that you guys all know, is that I ask myself if I'm not forgetting to live. And because I'm just like you, I think that you guys ask yourselves the same question. Am I going the right way? Should I make this decision or that one or that one? And it's not easy. And I think that if my dad was here, he would come here, he would say nothing but say everything, because he was good like that. And I think that if he was here, he would give you a few tips on things to focus. And that's what I'm going to try to do. But because I'm not him, I'm not going to say the things that I think he would say. And what I'll try to do is, I'll give you 3 key points of things that I've learned or that I think was mentioned by most of the speakers throughout the 3 days, and that I think can help us not forget to live. Us, 22, 25, 30 for people who have been partying for too long. And so, yeah, the first one would be embracing change. Be ready to change. So most of the speakers have spoken, and I mean, apart from Skerre, who's only 23 or 24, they've been changing all their lives in order to find a way of not forgetting to live. And I think that, and I remember Rosa saying that they weren't part of a change because they just went from dictatorship to democracy, and that she hoped that we were part of a change somehow, one day. I think we are already. We're the generation that interacts with billions of people through social media. We're the generation of people who can take a plane to go to Paris for 30, 40 euros. We're the generation who, for the first time, actually gives a fuck about our planet. We actually want to make our planet a bit of a better place. I think that's amazing. And so, if you ask me, I think that we are already the generation of change. And on the other dimension, going back, never be afraid to change. I mean, that paralyzed status where we stay and then we forget to live is the worst place to be in the world, so don't be afraid to change. The second aspect, and this aspect I think my dad would cover anyways, is curiosity. We only know for the time that we know nothing. We have to assume every day of our lives that we know nothing about life. And the day that we think we know everything, we're screwed. Because we have something to learn from everyone. And I mean everyone. And my dad used to say something, and I agree 100%. He used to say that freedom ultimately comes from curiosity. And I'll explain why. Freedom comes from having a set of alternatives, a set of choices, and the alternatives and the choices and the options, they come from knowledge. And we can only be knowledgeable if we get curious, if we start trying to understand why things are this way or that way, and we create options for ourselves. And I don't mean intellectual and knowledge in terms of academics and masters. I mean, I think that's great, but I think that the most important thing is interactions. And this brings me to my third point. And for the rest of my life, I'm only 22, but for the rest of my life, if I'm ever asked to speak again, I'll always mention this. Interactions and love are the most important things in our lives. We forget to tell the people that we love them. The only thing that we want is to love and to be loved. There was this TEDx talk. It was out like 3 weeks ago, and the guy was saying that they've been rolling the longest TEDx talk, the longest survey ever made, and it's 75 years long, and they approached 600 to 800, I don't remember, young people, and they've been following their lives for 75 years. And they reached the conclusion that we all know, because we're all online, we all know the cliche, the movie that says, forget about the materialistic things, focus on family and friends and everything. And we know that, but we don't know that. Or at least we know that, but we don't do anything to actually love more. And the study concluded basically that materialistic things are important, they're essential, because money buys you comfort, money buys you health, money buys you food and housing and a lot of things that money can buy nowadays. But there's one thing that money doesn't buy. It's the sense of belonging. And we live our lives trying to belong to something. So if you guys are here today and you think that for the past 5 years of your lives, because I'm assuming that's pretty much how long you've been studying, you've forgotten to live, so you've forgotten to be with your families, be with your friends, tell them that you love them, tell them that you like to be with them, and never make the choices that will lead you to be by yourselves. Because all the speakers, they've all mentioned their daughters, their sons, their wives, and for us it didn't matter. We didn't really care about their families, did we? But that's the only way that keeps them from not forgetting to live. So to finish off, I would actually like to change the module of this class, and instead of don't forget to live, I think that we should have don't forget to love. Thank you very much. And now for the most interesting part, I was asked to come up with the evaluation method for this class. And because I'm a student, and I know that this is an elective, and the only thing you guys are thinking of is Bairro Alto for the internationals and Caixo Seré for the Portuguese, because that's the way we are. I came up with a a solution to a problem that annoys me and has been annoying me for the past 4 years of my life, which is we get things to the universities, we give them money, we give them papers, and they give us a diploma back, a piece of paper. So I thought, how can I get them to give us, I'm representing them now, how can I get them to give us something, but get something in return? So what I'll challenge the university, and I can guarantee you that the speakers have no idea of what I'm about to do. So what I'm going to challenge you guys is to send to this email, Diana Cadet, that's your go-to woman. Can you all read this? Okay? It's diana.cadet@novasbe.pt. And I'm going to give you total freedom. And what I'll ask you to do is to tell in a word, in a sentence, in a story, in an image, in a video, creating a Facebook group, a Facebook page, a trendy hashtag. You guys have total freedom to do whatever you do and whichever format you choose, and tell us how you don't forget to live and how you guys think that you won't forget to live during your professional lives. And the catch, and I'm going to ask you to send this by Sunday. Is that okay, I guess? I mean, I have no option, it's fine. What I'm going to ask Nova to do, I'm going to ask Nova to pick their 10 favorite projects, and then I'm going to ask Nova, and I'll personally send an email to every speaker, to send an email to each speaker with the 10 best projects. And what I'm going to ask the speakers to do is to actually pick their favorite, and out of their favorite, I'm going to ask them to give their favorite an opportunity, a job, an internship, a mentoring session, but they will have to get in contact with whichever their favorite project is. So this way, you might actually gain something out of this elective module. If by any chance, in 2 days' time, you get an email from Nova saying, after all, what we decided to do is we want you guys to just send us 10 lines of what you learned, that means that the speakers didn't get the challenge or didn't want to take the challenge, and that means that everything that has been said was total bullshit here. So I think that putting in line their credibility is going to make them at least take one of you. So I hope that you can get an opportunity from here, either as a job, internship, mentoring, because I think that would be very useful for you, as it would for me, and I would like someone to do that for me as well. Then again, thank you so much, and go out and have a good weekend.